What's up? This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible Today, and Non-Fungible Tomorrow. And today, I think one of the most important news you gotta know in one of the headlines is that Bloomberg is projecting a 100% chance of a recession in the next 12 months, okay? So in 2023, it is very likely that we'll have some official people saying that it's gonna be a recession year because, the world is just, inflation isn't stopping, right? There is no growth. And also the world is in a mess to a certain extent. And at the same time, one of the most important thing I want to share today is that China has delayed its Q3 GDP data. So yesterday we were mentioning that China will release the Q3 GDP data, right? And unfortunately, they decided to not release it, okay? And the reason for that is that if you look at this, I think there's a delay in the Q3 GDP data, okay? Source postpones data release, okay? New time pending. So yesterday we were talking about this on how it can affect the market. And for those of you who do not know, there's actually a Congress meeting in China. Okay. So what happened is that this is the so right now what is happening in China is that there is a big meeting where we have the 20th Party Congress meeting. Okay, it's one of the most important thing in China when it comes to decision making, policies and stuff like that. So I think it's important that we look at this because China is like a really big market and they do a lot of export to the US, and definitely these trading relationship will have effect to the market, especially with regards to inflation. Because another cause of inflation is some of the lockdowns in China, and that is also something that we should be aware of, right? So there's a delay of the GDP numbers, and the National Bureau of Statistics did not give a reason for a delay. Okay, so experts are saying that this decision is very rare. In the past, they do not postpone releasing these data. So some is thinking that it could be a sign of weakness. Okay, because of the lockdowns and stuff like that. So the gross domestic producer index is lower, right? However, at the same time, some people said that, Zhao Changxin, the deputy head of China National Development and Reform Commission, say on Monday that country's economy has picked up significantly in the third quarter, which basically means that the numbers might be good, like better than before, but not necessarily over what people expected, right? So, yeah, globally, China's economic performance also mean outstanding. Consumer prices has risen modestly in a sharp contrast to the high global inflation, and employment remain generally stable. Okay, so some professors says that this is a very rare event, and some of the guess is that it's not gonna be good numbers. Okay, if the numbers are not good, it's definitely gonna have an impact to China. But at the same time, some people from Hang Seng Bank in China believes that the delay might not necessarily mean of disappointing economic data, because the thing is that the not procedure of signing off those data might have been interrupted by all the top leaderships are occupied with the Congress. Okay, which kind of makes sense as well. And another thing is that because this meeting is such a big policy and decision making meeting, one of the mottos of China is to stability. Stability is very important because there's so many people in China, and so maybe they do not want to mix up the message, right? They don't want the media to report on the GDP and then report on the leadership decisions and stuff like that. So they want to maybe get one thing done, then get another settled, right? But I do think that we have to look at this because it is not a normal event that these numbers are delayed, and maybe it could spell something, right? So anyways, if you look at the global market right now, if you look at the Asian market, kind of a green market really. Europe market kind of green. P market in US is kind of positive. So there are some gains in the market, and people are predicting that like I think in the past week CPI numbers came out, market tanked so badly. It is, all the technicals point to a upward movement, right? And also because one of the reasons, like China did not release the data, so that has less volatility, that has less impact on the market, and the market was able to kind of recover. So that could possibly be a reason, because a lot of US traders also look at the China GDP and make trading decisions, right? So now we are having a breather, but don't forget, if the numbers does come up, maybe if the numbers aren't looking as good as the market expects, okay, not the policymaker expect, but the market expect, that it could have some effect on the traditional equities market. So that's it for traditional news. If we look at the crypto market cap, we are at 934 billion, which we're just going back up, right? We were at this range like last week, before the dump, right? Before the CPI dump. So as you can see, crypto is trying to move up slowly, slow and steady. Hopefully, we could reclaim some levels and not, tank so hard. Stable coins is down in terms of the global market cap, okay, which basically means that money is moving into crypto, okay. Crypto dominance, Bitcoin is 41.86, okay. So Ethereum at 18.15. So money is moving to Bitcoin as well, okay. Crypto news, SEC, CFTC launch probe into Bangkok crypto fund 3 hours capital. So the SEC is now looking into it. Cryptocurrency will play a very important role in payment disruption, according to the Walmart CTO. Okay, so big management people are actually looking at the markets, right? They're looking at cryptocurrency, and this is like the DeFi tokens rallying, which basically is because the traditional equities market is able to have a breather, and also just rallying, but doesn't mean we're out of the woods, because next year it's gonna be a recession year. Okay, so Solana killer Aptos launches its highly anticipated mainnet. So there's this new token called Aptos, where some of the developers from Solana actually left Solana to work on this project. But some people are saying this is like a VC project, right? It's gonna be another pump and dump, where retail is gonna be too late. But there are some token listings in major exchanges. So yeah, we'll see. So Solana founders say we're more than complementary to Ethereum than killer. Okay. So anyways, these are the crypto news. You go to here, Hawkinson, Charles Hawkinson from Cardano says that banks are marketing crypto with the accounts after a Kanye West JP Morgan fallout, right? So yeah, Binance CZ put Walters reported on blast for intent to report about his children. Okay, so he's very angry. Like, why should you report other people's children? Like, it's not related, right? So anyways, moving on to NFT news, I think one of the things that I want to share with you is that education is very important in this space. And shout out to Zeneca. Zeneca, they recently decided to launch a new initiative free of charge, which I think you should definitely sign up for. It is called 30 Days of NFT, okay? So this is the website called 30daysofnfts.com. So what happened is that it's a course designed by a team of educators at Zen Academy, right? So if you sign up with your email, in the next 30 days, you'll receive a daily email. And every email will teach you about NFTs, and then it will be a 5 minutes read, okay? So it's an easily digestible, content. And one of the really interesting thing is that someone say that there was a rumor that if you complete this course and at the end of the 30-day, there will be a NFT claim, okay? And at the same time, of course, this is speculation. I don't think it's related, right? But, Seneca is definitely coming out with their profile picture collection, right? So maybe it's related, maybe it's not related. I do not know. But I just want to share with you, I signed up for this because I just want to shout out to him for, creating education, right? He's, promoting the space, so letting people know. Because one of the biggest things that we lack in the space is marketing in the space, like to, let people know that this space is open, is welcoming, right? It is a place where you can achieve your dreams. It is a place that you can maybe make a side hustle income, right? Definitely, everything is possible and we're free. And one of the another important thing is that you need education. How do I start? How should I open a wallet? How do I make an NFT? How can I sell an NFT? How can I buy an NFT? How do I flip an NFT? There's so much things that you need to learn. So much barrier. So yeah, I think this is a great initiative from him. So definitely check it out. And next one, for those of you who do not know, Azuki recently announced Proof of Skate, which is the new arrangement, and they are having a installation here in Hong Kong at K11 Museum, and someone shared this. So this is the technical installation, and it looks like the Proof of Skate, right? The animation that they did. But today, what happened was that, Sagabon, the founder of Azuki, announced a new token called Physical Backed Token, PBT, an open source token standard tying a physical item to a digital token on the Ethereum blockchain. So this is a new standard, and they are using this new standard for people to use, projects to use, and also it is open source, right? So basically what happened is that they're doing something called, so look at this. You can scan your physical item, and then it will show that, I think it uses RFID technology, and then it links this physical backed item. For example, you have a physical skateboard, which they might have in K11 Museum installation, right? And you scan the skateboard because there's RFID technology behind it. It will show up maybe in your dashboard. It will show up on your inventory. But at the same time, if you move this, if you give this physical item to someone else, maybe the NFT will move that ownership, right? So it basically opens up a lot of new possibility. And this is the new Azuki dashboard. So you can put your NFTs there. And if you own certain NFTs, you collect badges and stuff like that. And now they have a physical element to it, right? So it's really exciting to see how they're opening this up and how they're fulfilling the promises to be a skateboard, this brand, right? And I'm just thinking maybe they might give away these skateboards to the holders or sell them, right? And also it is pretty interesting, right? So our first implementation of the PBT uses the Bean chip, a physical cryptographic chip that self-generate an asymmetric key pair. It allows hardware to create new experiences we like to call scan to own, which I think this is RFID technology. So digital tokens representing physical items already exist, but the two are often decoupled, right? So this is a standard feature where the centralized authentication and tracking of the ownership lineage of physical items completely on-chain and without a decentralized server, right? So if the physical item gets sold or given to a new owner, the subsequent owner can scan to own the same physical item, enabling decentralized transfer of the PBT from the previous owner to the new owner. So it'll be interesting to see who pays the gas fee, right? If I move this, who pays the gas fee of the movement of that NFT, right? Digital tokens are currently used to provide access to physical drops, and now with this, we're unlocking the use of physical goods to create digital experiences. A new generation of storytelling experience begins today. Developers can start building over here, okay? Which I think is really exciting, and it introduces a new dimension on how brands can tell stories, right? There's so much to do for a brand. And one of the really cool things, and something I read, is that Azuki kind of innovated in the sense that they created the ERC721A token standard where you have a lower gas fee, right? And then they made it open source so everyone can use it, project can use it, so it could be optimized, that's for the contract, right? But now they're making this physical product open source, so it'll be interesting to see how this is being deployed and how it will work, right? In terms of who pays the gas fee when this scan to own thing changes, right? So yeah, that's it, guys. I think that is the news for today. And I hope you like this content. Remember to like and subscribe. If you think this is very helpful, share it to other people. If you're based in Hong Kong, let me know how excited are you for this Azuki offline installation, because maybe this is a place where they'll sell these skateboards and then you can own these physical equivalents of NFTs and it can be transferred in a physical setting. So this is your host Non-Fungible TC signing out.